Hey Mark, what's up? Hey, about this 3-day weekend coming up. Hey Mark, are you there?
Sorry, I was in the middle of work. Couldn't answer it. I was finally able to get my phone out and look at your message. Yeah, so, what about the 3-day weekend?
That's right, I was just thinking about the 3-day weekend that's coming up and figured it would be a good time as I need to go on a little trip. What do you say?
A trip, huh? Like somewhere overnight?
Yeah, why not? I mean, we haven't had a vacation in so long. As a matter of fact, we haven't really gone out much, even so for drinks, so come on. So, it's a 3-day weekend. Let's splurge for once and go out somewhere exciting. Please, please. As a matter of fact, I was just searching the web for some potential spots. I picked out a few, so tell me what you think.
Yeah, sounds good and all, but I don't think I can make it. Really sorry, Sarah. I just can't take a trip anywhere.
Huh? Seriously? Why? Why not? We haven't been anywhere this year, and you're always working. When are we ever gonna go for Pete's sake? The same time last year, we were going all those trips. What happened to that?
Yeah, well, that was then, this is now. I have to work over the weekend. Things have gotten busier the past year, that's all.
Are you kidding me? Why'd you agree to work on the weekend? Come on, take the weekend off, I insist.
I really can't. I'm right in the middle of a huge project. Besides, it will affect the year-end bonus that I was counting on. I gotta show results. I'm sorry, but I just can't get out of it.
I can't believe you, Mark. You're saying that work is way more important to you than me? That's what you're saying, right?
No, you got it all wrong, Sarah. I work because you're important to me. I just don't want you to suffer financially, that's all. I want to provide for you, give you the best life possible.
It's not all about money, you know. You're just no fun recently. You're always talking about work and money. Life, it's not all about money. You're always going on about not having money and that you need to work. What's more, you're always telling me to cut back on expenses, urging me to use coupons at supermarkets, cut back on using the air conditioner too much, stuff like that. You never take me anywhere recently, and it's all about economizing. We always seem to be on a tight budget. This is no life. It's just boring.
Like I said, I'm really sorry. But you have to admit that we, been spending a bit more than we were before, if you know what I mean. Tell you what, once I get the year-end bonus, well, I'll take you on a vacation. Anywhere you want, I promise. What do you say? So please wait until then. I just want you to be patient, okay?
No way. That just won't do, Mark. I want to go on a vacation this coming weekend no matter what. Did you know that our neighbor, the Johnsons, are going to Hawaii? Karen was over here yesterday bragging all about it. All my other friends are going somewhere this weekend too.
Yeah, well, I really can't do anything about that. I have to work, what can I say? They have their life, we have ours. Have a little understanding, would ya? I said we'll take a vacation later this year.
Are you seriously saying that? You want me to sit quietly at home like a good little housewife and count coupons and cook meals for you? You want me to turn off all the lights and be a budget-conscious Scrooge?
Are you totally out of your mind, for God's sake? Come on, Sarah, you're overreacting. You're blowing this thing way out of proportion. All I'm asking is that you have a little patience and understanding, that's all. I'm working and doing it for you. You could at least understand that, can't you?
I'm sick and tired of all of this. I don't want to hear your excuses anymore. I hate you. I no longer love you. You know what? Don't even bother to come home tonight. I don't want to see you.
Don't want me to see, huh? Are you serious? Besides, all this, having to work, it's all because it's because you're... Forget it. Let's just... we calm down and think this through, huh? Hey, Sarah, are you seeing this? I just saw this. Divorce papers? Seriously? Is this some kind of joke? I stayed overnight at the hotel last night. I just got home and saw it sitting on the kitchen table. This is you, right? You put this here, right?
No joke, that's exactly what it is. Divorce papers. What can I say? And for your information, I fell in love with another guy. A guy who loves me and will take me wherever I want to go.
Hold on a second, Sarah. Are you serious? Is this some kind of joke?
I said, it's no joke. I'm divorcing you. I'm sick and tired of living like this anymore. I held out for long enough. Recently, you've just put me aside like I didn't even exist. You working on a weekends is proof enough that you don't care about me. Even if you loved me, you'd at least take me on weekends or even just a Sunday off to take care of me. Besides, why is it that you're always working, even on weekends, and still not have any money to speak of?
How could you even say that? You know why I have to work on the weekends.
Are you the type of guy that once you get what you want, there is no longer any need to value it? Well, there are plenty of guys out there that want me and value me, so there. I don't need you anymore. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do over my life with a much better guy who's rich, a guy who will take care of me. So goodbye, Mark. See you around.
See you? This makes no sense. Let's calm down and think this through, for God's sake.
There's nothing to think about. You sit there and think about what you put me through. Goodbye. Hey Mark, if you're seeing this, answer me right away. What is this? Why can't I use my credit card? It's been rejected. I need to use it right away. So call them or something and fix this.
You really think you can use it after all that? I didn't think you were so dumb, Sarah. After what you pulled, the first thing I did was to cancel your credit card. Apply for your own if you need it so bad.
Apply for my own? Are you nuts? If I can't use my credit card, I can't function, for Christ's sake. I'm doing all my shopping, transportation, bills with the card. I use it for everything. How am I supposed to live, you idiot?
Stop right there. Let me ask you something. Why the hell are you even using my card? I thought we got divorced. That's what you said last week. You left the divorce papers, and you loved another guy, and I haven't seen you since.
That was all a joke. Can't you take a friggin' joke, Mark? You were always ignoring me, putting me aside for work. All you think about is work. I just thought I would teach a lesson is all.
A joke, really?
Yeah, you were always saying how busy you were and that you had no money. I just wish you learned your lesson. Put yourself in my shoes for once. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, right. Teaching me a lesson, huh? That's rich. Hey, by the way, I looked at the credit card info. Are you currently traveling somewhere? Looks like you're having a fun time over on the West Coast. Wait a sec, am I seeing this correctly? You're like using $1,000 a day. Just in the last week you've spent... Holy cow! This is nuts! What the hell are you spending all the money on, for God's sake? And you're using my card on all this crap? This is downright crazy!
Well, that's because you won't take me anywhere, that's why. What was I supposed to do? Just forget all that and call the card company and get them to okay this card. I need to use it. If you don't allow me to use the card, I won't be able to get home. I hardly have any cash on me. I can't even use the ATM. Or are you saying that you don't even care if I'm home?
Sorry, no can do. Why the hell do I have to let you use my credit card? Have you gone totally bonkers?
Why? Because you're my husband, that's why.
Huh? I'm not your husband anymore. We got divorced, remember?
Wait, pardon me?
Those divorce papers, you left them at home. So I went the next day and submitted them down at City Hall. We're officially divorced. We're no longer husband and wife. Clear enough for you?
Wait. Oh my god, are you pulling my leg? You actually signed it, and no way. Why the hell did you do that?
Well, let's see. Because you said you wanted a divorce? Anyways, I just got sick and tired of all this. I worked my butt off for you and your family. But in the end, this is what I get in return. Like I said, I'm fed up.
Wait. What are you talking about? What do you mean, my family?
Come on, Sarah. You haven't forgotten already, have you? About 6 months ago, your dad's business was on the verge of bankruptcy. He asked me to help out, financially, to try and get the company back on an even keel. You do remember that, right? You were there with your dad, begging me to help out and save the company. I relented and sent your father $30,000 to help out. And then, month after month, I helped out as best I could. Don't tell me you forgot that. I distinctly remember telling you that we were going to have to cut back on vacations and going out for a while, at least until your dad's business recovered. No way you're telling me you forgot that! No way! Did you really forget all that?
Well, yeah, I was just...
Remember when you asked me about going on vacation over that 3-day weekend? Do you know why I couldn't go on vacation? Remember I said I had to work? Well, I didn't want to say anything because it seemed I would be blaming you and your family for our financial woes. I didn't want to bring it up. What was I supposed to say? We don't have any money for a vacation because of you and your family? Did you really want me to say that? I didn't want to hurt your feelings, so I didn't bring it up, but what did you do? You said I didn't make enough, that I was poor. Give me a break, Sarah. Always penny pinching? Yeah, well, I had no choice. Why do you think I was working long hours for? Even on weekends? Huh? Tell me that!
I didn't mean anything by it. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, and you said you loved someone else and then you wanted a divorce. You wanted a do-over. Isn't that what you said? So, you leave the divorce papers and leave. What was I supposed to think? Yeah, she's just joking. Did you really think I would just ignore it? I was wondering what you were doing the past week. I find out you're on vacation using my credit card. Nice. I canceled the credit card and you get all upset. Go figure. Is that your way of teaching me a lesson? Who the hell do you think you are?
Please, Mark. I'm sorry. I really am. It's just that I forgot all about that.
You really think it's as simple as that, Sarah? You forgot? Really? The reason why we can't go on a trip and have to cut back on expenses, all that, was all because I lent you and your family all that money. Don't tell me you forgot that. How could you forget such a thing? Because I lent your dad that money, he was able to get back on his feet. You really have nerve talking to me like that after all I did for you and for your family. So you think maybe I should have just said it back then, huh? I mean, that we don't have money because of your dad's business? Would prefer I said that?
No, please, Mark. I was only... I'm sorry. I'm not joking. I really did forget, simple as that. I'm truly sorry. Please, Mark, forgive me.
No need to apologize anymore. I really don't care what you do from now on. I already submitted the divorce papers, and for your information, I also sold the house. As for your stuff, I send them all over to your parents' place. I already moved into my new place. All the paperwork has been taken care of. We have no kids, so at least that's good. Makes things a lot easier. Oh yeah, and about that $30,000 I lent your dad. I discussed it with him, and he'll pay me back in installments. We already talked about it the other day, just so you know.
Wait, just hold on a second. I don't want a divorce. That wasn't my intention. That never was my intention.
Like I said, I already filed it.
But that's not official. I didn't agree to anything. I don't want to. I never wanted a divorce.
But you signed the divorce papers, which makes it official. Who's gonna believe you? You signed it, you wanted it, clear as day. The divorce is final. All our possessions and assets have been divided up. We're complete strangers now.
No, please. You can't do this, Mark. Please. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I don't want a divorce.
How many times do I have to repeat myself? We're already divorced. I don't want to hear your apologies or your excuses anymore. Just make sure you pay back all the debt.
Please. No. Let's sit down and talk this over, please. Could you come pick me up? I can't go home. I can't use my card and I have no cash on me.
Pardon me? You're not serious. You really have nerve asking me that. I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm busy with work today. Figure it out yourself. Anyways, I didn't have time to go picking up my ex-wife. You said you have a new guy. Ask him. He's way more generous than me, right?
That was all made up. I was just trying to make you jealous. Please, I'm not seeing anybody. Please, Mark, cancel that divorce. Get those papers back. Do something. I won't do this kind of stuff anymore, so please.
Like I said, we're strangers now. Have a good life, Sarah. It was nice knowing you. After that, I put a block on all her messages. As for Sarah, her parents went and picked her up. I got a call from Sarah's father the next day apologizing for the whole mess. He later told me that Sarah would not believe the predicament she was in. She apparently returned to the old house, which is empty now. She even went down to City Hall to verify that we were really divorced. She finally came to the realization that it was true, that she was really divorced and the house was gone. But she wasn't quite finished. She came barging into my office one day demanding to talk to me. She told the front receptionist that she was my wife, but was told by the receptionist that she was divorced. This really ticked her off and she made quite a scene. The security had to restrain her and eventually the police were called and she was hauled away. Her folks had to bail her out. I heard she's now living at her grandparents' home somewhere back east. And by back east, I mean she had to take a plane there, which in turn means I will probably never see her again. I can't understand why her parents put up with her. I feel bad for her folks and having to receive payments from them for the money I lend them, but her father insisted that a debt is a debt. At least her father is a man of his word, and I'm grateful for that. After the debt is paid off, I suppose that part of my life will eventually become a distant memory.
Hey, Janet, where have you run off to? Hello, Rita. What did you want to talk about? I put all the paperwork for tomorrow's presentation on your desk, so I'd like you to go ahead and copy all of those and make enough copies for everyone coming, please. You want me doing all that today? There are going to be 21 people attending the proposal meeting, so please make that many copies for me. Even the CEO and a few other higher-ups will be there. So make sure all the papers are properly aligned after copying them and staple them together. Hold on for a moment. I'm already heading back to my house right now. Huh? Why are you doing that? You still have a lot of work to do today. You can't just skip work like that without telling anyone. Didn't you hear that since last week I've started to work shorter shifts here within the company? I know that for normal work weeks you all have to work until 5:30, but as for myself with this new schedule, I'm only needed in the office until 4 p.m. And because of that, I'm sure there are other people in the department there to help you now. So, because of that change to my schedule, I'm not going to be able to do any work for you right now as I'm not in the office. Well, why don't you just turn around and come back here? Please don't say such nonsense. I already stamped my time card and everything. I don't want to have to come back in and create an unnecessary problem for HR. So, you're not even going to listen to what the full-time employee is asking you now? Just because you happen to be older than me and have more years under your belt here doesn't mean you can talk back to me now that you're working part-time practically. As for the amount of work you have there, that's up to the department manager, so if you find that you have too much work for yourself to do, go talk to them, please. The department manager is not here right now. Well, then you can go to another high-up that's currently in the office with you and ask them for their help with the situation. I'm sure they'll be able to help you figure something out. Also, wasn't that task to have all those copies made and then stapled together a task given to you by the department manager? Also, you have only been within this company for 2 months. You are still only considered to be a new hire. So I wouldn't push your luck too much when it comes to the work you're being asked to do. Depending on how well you're able to manage your time and do your job here will ultimately decide where you move up to in the future. And even if you had been here for multiple years now, you trying to push your work off onto another employee like that is a no-go. Geez, who the hell cares about any of that? Hurry up and get back here so that you can copy these papers for me. Then you'd like me to call the office right now and tell one of the managers there that you are currently trying to push your work off onto other people? Huh? As of right now, I am not supposed to work any overtime when it comes to my schedule. So if I'm to come back to the office and do more work today, I'm going to have to go into overtime, and HR would not be too pleased with that. And at that point, I'd have to explain to them why I came back into work and put more work in. So if you're completely fine with me explaining the reason for clocking back into them, then I'll be back there really soon. Whatever. I get it now. I'm going to have to do all this work myself now then. If you're able to do that, then you'd be helping yourself out a lot. I'm heading into the supermarket to get some shopping done now, so I'll have to go. Who cares? All you are is an old hag that just talked back to one of the full-time employees here. I have proof of that now. Well, just remember that this weekend at the welcoming party for the new CEO, only full-time employees and family members will be allowed to go. So, unfortunately for you, now that you've told me you've switched to working part-time, you won't be able to attend said party anymore. And as for myself, now that I won't have you around me to cause trouble at the party, I'll be able to prove myself to the young and sexy CEO and get him to never forget who I am. But as for yourself, since you can't come to this amazing party, you'll get to spend the day by yourself like any other. Right? You have to understand that now, right? This is something I'm going to be smiling about for a while now. Seriously, it sucks to be an old hag like you. What the hell, Janet? Hey, Janet, what the hell is wrong with you? Why the hell is a part-timer of an old hag here at the CEO's welcoming party? The only people that are allowed to attend today are the full-time employees and the family of the CEO. You leave this place right now. Rita, who was the one that said only full-time employees were allowed to come to this party? Excuse me? Well, it's the CEO's welcoming party, right? You think he'd want part-timers to be showing up to see him on his entrance into the company? Then tell me why there are other part-time workers here from both other departments in the company and of higher-ups themselves. What? I'm sure that with you only having been within this company for a mere 2 months yet, you haven't been able to meet and recognize everyone that works for the company, right? But I'm sure you can tell that some of the other people attending today also work shorter shifts for the company, right? I'd stop it with your shenanigans right now before you start to get others involved that you'd rather not be upset with you. What the heck? Then those that work in the planning department part-time are not allowed to be here. Huh? I, one of the full-time employees for the company, have just decided on that, so get the hell out. I am really sorry, Rita, but I have to start talking to some very important people of mine, so I'll be going now. Huh? Talking to some important people, do you? Now, you listen here. Why the hell are you talking with all the executive directors and such now? And what's this with you being able to stand right next to the CEO like that? Do you not understand what your position as a part-timer means here? Also, the dress you're wearing to this kind of party is way too fashionable for you. Don't tell me. Are you trying to become the wife of the CEO or something? This cannot be. I need you to get the hell out of this party, one way or another. I'm the only one that seemed to have noticed this, so I must act now before it's too late for the CEO. You freaking loser. This is what happens when you try to make yourself look good in front of the higher-ups, when all you are is a low-life part-timer. Rita, what were you trying to do by causing all of this? And why were you just standing there in the back corner of the hallway waiting for me outside of everyone's view? My beautiful white dress is all stained in that red wine you were holding on to. I made sure that your dress would be ruined on purpose, you know. Now your only choice is to go home and leave all of us alone. So this was all a part of your plan to get me to leave this party? All because you didn't like the idea of me being here? That's right. Nobody wants to see you in that ugly-looking dress now, so I'd say your only option is to leave right away. Well, you have a good point. Especially since I'm drenched and might catch a cold standing in this cold building with only my dress on. I guess I really do have to head home. But I'll be back. You will not be back, though, is the thing. If you come back here again, I might just have to get myself another glass of wine to pour all over you. Do you have any idea what others will think when I have to leave? All that'll happen after you're gone is the party will be able to continue the way it should have without you here. And as for the CEO, he'll no longer have to look at an ugly old hag like you anymore and can focus on more important matters like myself. So get lost, you loser! This dress happened to be really important to me, and I had it all prepared for a day like today, as the CEO wanted me to. Huh? If he becomes aware, when he becomes aware that this dress he was so excited about is covered in red wine, I'm sure he'll become very sad. Actually, he might become very upset. Huh? What are you going on about now? Janet, hey, can you please come back to the party? If you don't come back here, I'm going to really be in for something horrible. I didn't know anything about that. I literally never thought that someone like you would actually be the CEO's wife. And the reason for you becoming a part-timer after being a full-timer for so long was because your husband became the new CEO. And in order to have someone around the house more while he'd become more busy, you decided to work less hours for the company. And now that I think about it, the CEO happens to have the same last name as you do. Why did I never notice something like that before? Hey, Janet! Were you able to talk with the CEO? He's pissed at me. But I just assumed this whole dang time that the CEO had been single and had no other women. And I never knew that you were the wife of the CEO. Had you just simply told me about that sooner, I would have never had to kick you out of the party today. I had no choice, right? Rita, I think the problem that you're facing right now is something completely different from what you're thinking. Huh? Of course, it's totally unacceptable to pour wine all over the wife of the company's CEO like you did. But even had you not poured wine all over me and kicked me out of the party, you already had a whole lot of problems going on that could not be avoided. I hope you realize that the CEO is not only pissed at you about what happened today, but about plenty of other things that have been piling up, caused by you. I get that I've screwed up already, so just hurry back here, will ya? No. I happen to have a plan with the CEO on when I'm to come back to the party. So until that time has come, I'm going to be waiting at home for him to be finished dealing with you. Why won't you just come back here? Well, you happen to still be at the party, correct? Huh? I have every right to not want to be there while you're still in that building, right? You are a scary girl that thinks it's okay to pour wine all over me on purpose. And I can't be going back there until you're gone for good. I'm a scary girl? You think I am? As a matter of fact, right now you've been isolated into another room by some of the men there. And you have to wait in there until your parents arrive from the town to pick you up. They really went and called my parents on me? I was just trying to get rid of the old hag that was getting in the way of me and the CEO today. Why am I being fired from that company? I told everyone already that the only problem was that I didn't know you were the CEO's wife. Had I just known that one thing, I wouldn't have done anything to you. Also, all I did was spill a small amount of wine on you. My parents have already told me that they'll be paying for your dress to be cleaned for you, so I don't see what the problem is anymore here. You're firing me without any good reason. I could sue your husband for that. Settle down, Rita. I have something very important to tell you. The fact that you did all that when you haven't even been with the company long enough to consider yourself a proper employee gives this company every right to fire you over that. Also, the fact that you already told me you poured the wine on me on purpose could have the possibility of making the whole situation be taken into the police's hands. What? I've been talking with my lawyer about all that happened, and that's what he's told me. You're talking with a lawyer? I'm sure when you talk with him, he'll explain everything in a lot more detail to you. But I think you should stop it with all your BS and just let him take care of the situation with you. But I've already been told I need to pay an out-of-court settlement to you, though. I'm sure that's what the lawyer will be coming to me for then. Not only have I been fired and won't be getting any kind of money for it, I'm going to have to be the one to pay for all that happened. So why is this all happening to me now? I never meant to hurt the CEO's feelings. On the day of the party, just as I had explained to Rita, her parents were on their way to pick her up from the place and have a talk with the CEO. When they did arrive, I was still waiting at my house, and so my husband handled everything for me. Her parents both apologized for their daughter's actions and then left the party, taking their daughter home with them. After that, her parents then helped us by paying the out-of-court settlement I'd asked for with the help of my lawyer. But this did not fix anything really, as when it came to Rita, she was not able to learn what she'd really done wrong, and only told me a verbal sorry. Because of that, her parents realized that they never raised their daughter well enough if this was how she'd act. And so they forced her to start working for a landscaping company owned by her uncle, where he works her hard. She can't even push her work off onto any of the other workers either, as they're all big men that will not take that kind of crap from some small girl. Actually, due to the fact that her parents had to take out a loan to pay for the settlement, they made sure to put her name on it so that she'd have to pay it off over time. So as of right now, she's having to work every day of the week making money that she's not even allowed to keep, as it goes right into paying off her debt. And with that, she cries and cries and cries, all while trying her best to work a very laborious job with nobody around wanting to help her.
Hello, Carol. You have to join the housewife luncheon this afternoon. I won't take no for an answer. Oh, hi, Helen. Okay, what I want, or shall I say demand that you do is to come over to my place right away. And I mean immediately. I want to demonstrate to you the difference between the wife of a regular employee and that of a chief manager. I'm sure you know where I live, right? I mean, everyone knows. It's common knowledge among us housewives. You know the place right in front of the station, right? The one with the doorman? You can't really miss it. Oh yes, and we're on top floor. Just ask the front desk guy. His name is James, nice fellow. He'll guide you right up, no problem. I'm pretty sure I explained to you the other day, but I work all day during the week, so that's impossible. I know you told me that the last time we met, but you must realize that it's unthinkable to refuse the leader of the housewives. Therefore, I demand that you come over here right away. I'm really sorry, Helen, but I'm on an urgent business trip at the moment in New York. Did you just say New York? You mean like New York City? Yes, that's right, New York City, the Big Apple and what's more, but I won't be back until the day after tomorrow. Wait, pardon me? Am I really hearing you correctly? Dear God, it's as if you went on some sort of holiday without my permission. Everyone knows you need my permission to make such trips. I didn't make myself clear, right? I said I'm on a business trip right now in New York. But New York is a tourist destination. You know, the Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty, that's where tourists go. So people don't go there for business. You really should use your business position to take a tourist vacation to the city. That is really a no-no. Tourist vacation? That's right, a tourist vacation. And besides, what's a penniless housewife like yourself taking a holiday anyways? Right. Hey, Helen, can I ask you a simple question? Do you know the difference between a business trip and a holiday? If not, I would urge you to Google it. I assure you, I'm not here in New York on vacation. You can even check with my office if you'd like. I really can't believe you would disobey me. I demand that you cancel that vacation right this minute and join our housewives' luncheon. I'm not fooling around here, Carol. I expect to see you here this afternoon on the dot. I'm really sorry. I have an important business meeting coming up. I really can't be bothered by all this. Pardon me? I really must be going, Helen. Goodbye. Carol, don't you dare hang up on me. We haven't concluded this conversation. I really can't believe that woman. Why does she have to be so difficult? Hello, Carol. A few days ago, you said that you work during the week, so you're not able to attend the housewife's luncheon, isn't that right? So I thought what you said, and I decided to hold it on Saturday. What do you say? This Saturday? Well, I have to work in the morning, but I'm available in the afternoon. Oh, well, that's a bit of surprise. You seem quite compliant. I may be not able to attend every single luncheon, and I really don't want to keep refusing. It would not be fair to you, so I think I can make time to attend this Saturday. Well, that's so considerate of you, but you have 2 days off a week, and all you can muster is a little time off Saturday afternoon? I can understand that you have work and all, but I suppose you don't have much money and you need to work as much as you can provide for your family. Yes, well, I can definitely sympathize with your plight. Yes, well, the client I'm currently dealing with has Sunday and Monday as their days off, so that's why people dealing with this client and the project we are setting up to have meeting on our days off sometimes. I see, but not really. I'm a simple housewife, so, I don't really know about such matters. As I recall, your husband is the sales manager for D Corporation, is that right? Oh, I see you did your homework. Yes, that's right. As a matter of fact, we've been doing business with your company for a little while now. Hold on a second. My husband's company does business with yours? Is that what you're saying? Really? Now that's good to hear. Okay, if that's the case, this changes everything. For the next luncheon, I really must organize an extravagant luncheon for you then. Right. I look forward to it. Hey, Carol, good morning. I take it you're headed over here now, am I right? Oh, hello, Helen. Yes, I just finished work, so I should be able to arrive there right about noon. Well, that's good to hear. I've prepared something special, so I hope you get here soon. This is going to be a wonderful luncheon. Oh my, Carol, are you seeing this? I can't believe that you suddenly left just because I accidentally spilled coffee on you. And anyhow, the coffee wasn't that hot. It's not as if you got burned or anything. Why are you so upset over a simple mistake? You're so touchy. I don't care what the temperature of the coffee was. What I'm pissed off about is you splashed that cup of coffee right in my face. That was no accident and everyone knows it. Still, it wasn't a big deal. You're overreacting way too much. Let's take a deep breath and talk like normal folks. Why don't we? I realize that you're poor and that you have no time to think about relationship or friends, but when I started talking about how my husband is a successful businessman and that he concluded a major deal with a top corporation, that's when I looked over at you. You had this huge frown on your face. You looked furious. I realized that you're always going on off your business trips, so I figured you must be assigned to the marketing department of your company, right? I bet you were jealous that my husband was able to snag that big project, that isn't it? It's just so obvious. I know my husband is the top sales manager, but I really wish you wouldn't get so envious of my husband. It's really undignified if you ask me. Oh, I see. So to you, I looked like I was jealous of your husband's success. That's why I looked upset? You know what, Carol? You really wear your emotions on your sleeve. I could read you a mile away. Your envy lit up like a neon sign. I was so overwhelmed by that jealousy that this may sound strange, but it scared me, and I instinctively threw my cup of coffee in your face. So it really was not my intention. It was that look on your face that did. Frankly speaking, I loathe people like you, Carol. Yeah, well, likewise. Just to reiterate one more time, you're saying that it was your husband that said the major project that our company concluded was all because of your husband's marketing and negotiation skills. Is that what you said? That's right. The project was concluded by the M Corporation, a multi-million-dollar corporation. Well, that is sort of strange if you ask me. Strange? How? What I'm saying is, I distinctively remember that the sales rep that always come to our office was much younger and it was a woman. Excuse me? Your company? Are you saying? I doubt it. Are you an employee of M Corporation? Well, there are various problems that came up, so on Monday I wanted to discuss this matter with the person responsible for this project at our office. I really don't know what you're talking about. It all depends on the outcome of the discussion on Monday, but this entire business deal with your husband's company will probably be terminated. Wait, pardon me? Regarding this matter, like I said, we will discuss it with all involved and we will convey our conclusions directly to your husband's office. Carol, what is this about? I mean, terminate? What are you saying? Okay, I better go. Goodbye, Helen. Carol, pick up! I want you to do something about this right now. What is it? I'm in the middle of dinner. Can't this wait? My husband says he's gonna divorce me. Excuse me? I had to invite you to that luncheon. As a result, my husband's company found out that he took credit for the big project with M Corporation. I was even reprimanded for spilling coffee on you, for God's sake. What do you want me to say? This is a problem between husband and wife. It's none of my business. Work it out between you two if that's all. It does concern you. You had to blab all about this to the company. What? Because of jealousy? This is important. I can't get divorced. No way that's happening. It's your fault. You do something about it. Helen, are you even listening? This has nothing to do with me. Talk to your husband. You guys work it out. It was everything to do with you. Are you kidding me? How was I supposed to know you were the president of M Corporation? I thought you were just a sales rep. And I had no idea that my husband took credit for the deal with your company. How was I supposed to know that? I took him at his word. He said he made a deal. Well, even if you didn't know anything about this, the fact remains that your husband took credit for the deal and was set to get promoted. Just talk to the people involved and reinstate that deal that was in place between M and D Corporation. Simple. My husband won't get promoted, but he'll survive, and our marriage survives. So please. Oh, I forgot. The project hasn't been terminated. Wait, really? That's great. But there are conditions. Conditions? Yes. Your husband took all the credit for this project, but we want all that rescinded and all credit and promotion be given to the saleswoman who worked hard to get this project off the ground. I already put such a request at D Corporation. But that would mean my husband would be demoted. No, he would get fired for this. I can't agree to that. Please take that back. Tell them it was all a mistake. I insist my husband run the project, please. What's the difference who runs the project? It's all the same. You're not listening, Helen. I said I already sent the request to the head of the D Corporation. They are already aware of the details regarding this matter. But you can't. This is a business matter between two companies. This has nothing whatsoever to do with your personal problems. I hope you understand that, Helen. Just because I spilled coffee on you, you didn't have to go this far and ruin our marriage. Helen, you have this all wrong. I want to be perfectly clear. I didn't bring up the matter regarding whether to terminate this project just because you splashed me with coffee. That coffee incident and business matters, they are completely separate. This matter of your husband deceiving his co-workers and taking credit for the project in order to get promoted is a business matter that will be dealt with within the company. This is not a personal feud between you and me, Helen. Understand that. With regards to the unfortunate coffee incident, that's a personal matter and we'll deal with that some other time. One more time, let me reiterate. Personal matters are one thing and business another. I have no intention of mixing the two. Please don't get the two mixed up. Carol, what is this? You're asking me to pay damages? Why me? What is this? Some kind of sick joke? Good evening, Helen. Did you know that intentionally splashing hot coffee on someone is a crime? It is considered assault. Hold on a second. What are you saying, Carol? Oh, and all that trash talk about me, that I'm some penniless housewife, that I eat cheap junk food? You also spread all kinds of lies about how I was heavily in debt and I borrowed money from shady loan sharks. Oh, and here's the best one, that all my business trips are actually rendezvous with a boyfriend. Apparently, I was having an affair. Seems you were spreading such lies to all the other housewives and who probably spread it to their friends. I'm sure a lot of them believed, and to be honest, it is emotionally quite distressing, not only to me but to my husband and kids. That's what the damages are for.
This is going way too far, Carol. How am I supposed to pay for this? My husband will divorce me. I'm in no position to pay such a thing. Getting divorced is more than enough of a penalty. Do you want to make me suffer?
Helen, I told you I would take care of personal matters separately, right? Like I said 100 times, person matters are one thing and business another. If you don't agree to pay the compensation, my only remaining choice is to press charges.
I can't believe you, Carol. You're living in that tiny apartment, but in actuality you're a company president? What the hell is this all about? If I had known, I would never have made such a silly mistake.
I think you got this whole thing mixed up, Helen. If you're talking about that little apartment near my daughter's kindergarten, I bought that place to use as an office. You know, to do remote work when I didn't have time.
Excuse me? Remote work?
Yes, our company incorporated a system where employees could work remotely. But I didn't want to work at home, so I bought this place near my daughter's kindergarten. It was just more convenient. Our home is way over on the west side, in the Hillsdale neighborhood.
Hillsdale? That expensive neighborhood near the golf course?
Can we finish up here? I really have a lot to do today.
Pardon me?
I would rather that we communicate through my lawyer going forward. I really must get going. Goodbye, Helen.
Wait, don't go yet. We need to talk about this. To be honest, my husband is also demanding that I pay compensation to him. Please, I beg of you, please don't make me suffer even more. Carol, are you there? Please answer me.
A few days later, the full amount that I demanded was deposited into my account. I guess my lawyer called her and explained the whole thing to her. So she really had no choice about her husband demanding money from her, apparently. Helen was having an affair. I heard that the guy she was seeing was the father from a kindergarten. I probably know the guy. As for her husband, he was forced to resign. Helen obviously couldn't pay for all the damages that was thrust upon her, and ultimately, it was her folks that covered the costs. They weren't too happy about it, to say the least. Last I heard, she's working 2 jobs, day in, day out, to pay her debts. What's more, she apparently never worked a day in her life before. I later heard from one of the housewives that she received a line message from her complaining about the long and hard day she has to work. She was evidently sending all the housewives such messages on a regular basis. They got so tired of it that they blocked her from their line apps. Must have been quite an onslaught of messages.
Hey there, Cynthia. It's so great to finally get to talk to my big sister-in-law. I'm your brother Carl's wife, Shauna. What? My brother's wife? Oh, now that you mention it, I think one of my old high school friends mentioned to me a while back that he got married. It's nice to meet you, Shauna. Same to you, Cynthia. If you don't mind me asking, how did you get my number? I bet you've probably heard this from my brother, but he's not my biological brother. He's actually my second cousin or something. We're related, but only barely. They just took me in after my parents died when I was young. I call them my parents and brother because, well, they're the only family I know. We never really got along well, though. I have all their phone numbers just in case I need to contact them, but the moment I turned 18 and started a life on my own, they all blocked my number. Oh, wow. Really? Wow, I had no idea. So anyway, there's something I need you to help me out with. What is it? Okay, so a little while ago, I got a job at a company that's pretty close to where you live in your city. I work from 9 to 5, and I need someone to look after my kid when I'm at work, and that's where you come in. What? I heard that you're single and have a job where you work from home, right? That means you have way more free time on your hands than someone who actually goes into work like me, right? So I thought it wouldn't be too much trouble for you. Shauna, hold up just 1 second. Oh, don't worry, I already got your address. It shouldn't be too difficult to find. Shauna, I've never taken care of a kid in my entire life. I can't watch yours for you. Oh, really? In that case, this will be the perfect opportunity for you to accustom yourself to taking care of children. Isn't that great? It's a win-win situation. Shauna, listen to me. No, I cannot look after your kid. I am way too busy. Oh, come on. What else are you going to do with your time? You're single and work at home. My relationship and work status are totally irrelevant. So anyway, I just left her in the doorway to your apartment 2 minutes ago. Thanks a bunch. I'll see you later tonight. You what? Shauna, you actually abandoned your kid in front of my apartment door? What on earth were you thinking? I already told you what I was thinking. I'm working, you're free. So I'm leaving my kid with you to take care of while I'm at work. It's that simple. How old is this kid anyway? Like 4 or 5 months? I may not be a childcare expert, but this kid looks like she's practically a newborn. I think she's like about 2 months, give or take. 2 months? No. This is not happening. I can't take care of a baby that young. Sorry, Cynthia, but I just clocked into work. No turning back now. You have got some nerve, Shauna. I'll see you in 8 hours. Have fun! Shauna, get back here! Shauna, this has to stop. You left your baby on my doorstep again? Yep. Thanks for always taking such good care of her. I really appreciate it. Shauna, listen to me. This stops today. You've been doing this to me for a full week now. This baby is only 2 months old. She needs her mother with her, and I am not her mother. How could you just leave such a vulnerable baby with me? Are you out of your mind? And like I told you, I have my own work to be doing. I'm in the middle of a big project that's due in a short time. I'm up to my eyeballs in work, and I have 0 time to spend caring for your baby. Please, Shauna, I know you're in a tough position, but so am I. You need to find someone else, okay? Listen, Cynthia, you're not fooling anyone. I know you work at home, and I know what that means. It means you can't possibly have any really important work to do, unlike me. Get it? It's in society's best interest that you help me out here. I'm sure you'd like to be spending more time playing video games or whatever it is you do while pretending to work, but wouldn't you like to do something to benefit society for once in your life? Honestly, you should be thanking me for giving you the opportunity to do something that's actually meaningful with your life. What are you talking about? I don't spend all day playing computer games. I am working. Just because I'm not going into an office to do my job doesn't mean I don't have duties, deadlines, bosses, clients, everything. I'm being serious right now. I cannot do this anymore. I'm having to spend all morning and afternoon looking after your baby, so I have to put off all my work until night. I've barely slept at all this week. I am absolutely losing my mind over here, and my deadline is getting closer every day. And now you know what working mothers have to deal with every day. This is going to be a super valuable opportunity for you. I know it. Stop trying to dodge the issue. That's not what this is about. Kate, just got to my office. Gotta go, Cynthia. See you later. Thanks again for taking such good care of my little angel. Shauna, please, I can't take this anymore.
Hey, Cynthia. It's been way too long since we've talked. It's me, Carl.
What?
Your little brother, Carl, remember?
Oh, I was pretty sure you all had blocked me.
I'm sorry to message you so suddenly like this. I just unblocked you a little bit ago.
What could you possibly want now?
Cynthia, I wanted to tell you that I'm sincerely sorry for everything that happened.
Well, it's appreciated, but what's brought this on?
I only blocked you because Mom and Dad made me. I had no choice but to do as they said. I didn't want to block you. You're my sister. I love you. I wanted to keep a normal sibling relationship.
Carl, what's going on?
I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't know about any of this, but being an only child, I was really happy to have a big sister. If it were my choice, I would have kept things going just like they were, but like I said, Mom and Dad made me block you, and they check my phone every day to make sure I wasn't contacting you without them knowing.
Wow, that must have been hard for you. But I guess I can understand why things would happen that way. My parents never got along with your mom and dad back before they died. I couldn't even remember the last time I had seen you guys when the day came that you had to take me into your home.
Yeah, my parents told me I wasn't allowed to play with you or even be nice to you. And I know it's way too late, but I really wanted to tell you how sorry I am. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart.
Thanks for telling me how you feel, Carl. I forgive you. It wasn't your fault.
Thanks, Cynthia. So, the reason I wanted to talk to you today is that my parents are getting divorced.
Divorced?
My wife Shauna and I had been living together with my parents in their house, but their divorce has been so chaotic that we decided to take the opportunity to get the hell out of there, and we moved over to your city.
Oh, huh.
If it's okay with you, I'd like to try and put our relationship back together. We could invite Shauna along and go out for dinner, go on trips, make it feel like we're brother and sister again.
Wow. Well, I really appreciate that you feel that way. But if we're going to start fresh, there's one matter that needs to be taken care of before anything else.
What is it? I'll do anything. You name it.
It's about your kid.
Wait. My kid? What about my kid?
Shauna's been dropping your kid off at my house every single day for the last week and making me babysit for her while she's at work. I need you to talk to her and make her knock that off.
What?
Yeah, like I said, it's been going on for an entire week now. And the baby's only 2 months old. I know she's my niece and all, but I have to put my foot down here. I have work to do. I can't watch your daughter during the day. And the only reason I haven't either gone insane or collapsed from exhaustion until now is because my landlord is the kindest woman I've ever met who agreed to help me out when she can. If not for her, I don't even want to think about what sort of state I'd be in. I tried to talk to Shauna about this, but she just doesn't listen to a word I say.
Wait a minute. Niece? Daughter? What are you talking about?
Huh? What do you mean, what am I talking about? She's your daughter, I'm your sister, that makes her my niece.
Cynthia, our child is a boy, so he's my son and your nephew.
What?
And he's not 2 months old, he's 4 months old.
This isn't making any sense. So, wait, if your kid is a boy, then who is this girl I've been babysitting for this week?
Is the baby at your place right now?
Yeah. She's taking a nap in the other room right now.
I'd like to take a look for myself, so is it okay if Shauna and I come over there together?
What the? Is Shauna with you right now?
Well, yeah, she's been here with me all day.
She's not at work?
Nah, she's off on maternity leave. I took paid leave from work so I could get us completely moved out of my folks' house as soon as possible.
Then we've got a bit of a problem. Shauna's been telling me the reason she needs me to look after the baby is because she's working 9 to 5.
Okay, so either my wife has learned how to teleport, or we've got an imposter on our hands. This is looking to be a pretty interesting day.
Interesting? I'm terrified.
Okay, don't worry. We'll head over there right now.
Do you know my address?
Yeah, you've sent us a Christmas card every year, haven't you? Well, last year I managed to get the mailbox before my parents did, found your card, and copied down your address.
Wow, that's resourceful of you.
Right? So, yeah, we'll be over there soon.
Okay, I'll be waiting. Hey, what did you do? I was just about to drop my kid off at your place when I got caught by my parents and husband. Good morning. I gotta hand it to you. You totally had me convinced you were Shauna. Uh-oh. But you're not, Shauna, and I'm not your sister-in-law, right? You're Shauna's older sister, Jenna. You figured that out? Yep. How? Your family all blocked you, right? There was no way for them to contact you. I thought you'd never find out. As a matter of fact, my brother Carl messaged me just yesterday asking to rebuild our relationship. Seriously? And I also had the pleasure of meeting the real Shauna as well. Oh, come on! Yesterday evening, I gave your daughter back to you like normal, but that was only so we could confirm your identity. Carl and the real Shauna were watching you on my front door security camera, and they got a very good look at your face. Shauna knew right away it was you, her older sister Jenna. And once she confirmed your identity, she immediately jumped into action. She called your parents and your husband and told them what had been going on with you for the last week. And that's how things wound up like they did this morning, from what Shauna said. It seemed like you had visited her at their house sometime after Christmas. I suppose you must have seen my Christmas card and copied down my address just like Carl did, but how did you get my phone number? Did you actually steal it off of one of their phones? No. Look, Jenna, there's really no use in hiding anymore. I know you're not Shauna. I know why you've been shoving your kid onto me. I know everything. Fine. I heard about how you had a bad relationship with his parents at their wedding, so I figured I might be able to use the situation to my advantage. But my God, that moron Carl had to go and pick the worst possible timing to contact you, after I worked so hard to keep up the ruse. Okay, seriously now, did you actually think that you'd be able to get away with this stunt of yours forever? You would have gotten found out eventually, one way or another. In any case, I think you'd better go and have a talk with your husband and parents. Oh, and one more thing, I am never taking care of your kid for you again. What's your problem? It's not like you've got anything better to do. You're such a pampered, spoiled brat. Working from home? Yeah, right. You're just sitting around watching TV and eating snacks all day, aren't you? There's no reason you can't watch my kid for a few hours. You lazy jerk. Hey, what gives? Why are you in your apartment anymore? I tried ringing your doorbell, but then some old lady came out saying she was the landlord and that she'd call the police if I didn't leave. You moved? Why? What do you want? My husband divorced me, and it gets worse. I lost custody of my daughter. Ah, so it would seem that he also found out that you'd been cheating on him then? You said you were leaving your kid with me because you had to go to work. But you were actually just going to see your boyfriend, weren't you? How did you... And then you tried to claim that the girl's father was actually your boyfriend's, not your husband's, but he had a paternity test done. And lo and behold, she is, in fact, your husband's daughter. Oh, excuse me, ex-husband's daughter. And because of this, your boyfriend broke up with you too. Do I have all that right? How did you know all of that? Well, after all that misery you caused me, I was very eager to hear every single minute detail from Carl and Shauna about how quickly your life had spiraled downhill since then. You're a real sociopath, you know that? How can you be enjoying the pain and suffering you caused me? You're gonna have to take responsibility for all this. Excuse me? It's your fault that I got divorced, your fault that I lost custody of my daughter, and your fault that I got thrown out of my parents' house. This is all your responsibility, so you're gonna pay for it. Tell me where you moved. I'm gonna crash with you for a while until I get things figured out. No. Why not? I am not gonna let you in my house just so you can steal anything that has value to pawn for cash. Damn it. I presume your husband is suing you for your affair and child support, right? Your parents referred you to that one company, didn't they? If I were you, I wouldn't balk at the chance to have your rent covered while also being able to make some money to start chipping away at your debts. But that place is really, really, really strict. I don't want to work there. Okay, well, if you're not willing to take the job that's been offered to you, then I don't see why I should have to take care of you. You won't even take care of yourself. You're an awful person, a real black-hearted scumbag. You impersonated your sister and forced a total stranger to look after your child so you could go and cheat on your husband. I don't think you're in any sort of position to call someone a black-hearted scumbag. What was I supposed to do? I can't take my kid over to see my boyfriend. She would have totally killed the mood. I see now that this conversation isn't going to go anywhere. If losing your husband, daughter, and parents isn't enough to slap some sense into you, nothing I could say would either. Goodbye. Hey, don't be that way. Come on, Cynthia. You gotta do something. Help me. When Jenna texted me, it seems that she was in the middle of trying to run away from some friends of her parents. I told Carl and Shauna that Jenna had been looking for me at my old apartment, and they were kind enough to relay that information on to the friends who were looking for her. Just about 30 minutes later, I got another message from Carl that simply said, "They got her." I only found out what happened to her after that when I was finally able to meet up with Carl under normal circumstances and have a normal conversation. Jenna's parents have certain connections, including a company that operates a remotely located factory specializing in monitoring its employees' lives. She'll be working there until she's paid off every last cent of her colossal debts. As for Jenna, I left her number unblocked because I was mildly entertained by the desperate pleas for help she would send me. But eventually, those pleas turned into her just hurling foul language at me, so I decided my fun was over and told Carl about it. He messaged me a little while later saying, "It's been taken care of." And just like that, the messages from Jenna completely stopped. Now that the whole ordeal with Jenna is over, I can finally get back to work on finishing my project in peace and quiet.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.